The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Online entertainment.
NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
NoDQ.com.
The people that know more about me know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! Whether it's the NoDQ Galaxy, the Jeff Meacham Network, the ATW Crew, Indie Force, or anything related to For the Win Productions, the gears of wrestling keep on turning, and we are here to give our thoughts, previews, and predictions. Good day to you all, and welcome to our panel for this week's Simply Predicting. It is the final stop on the road to WrestleMania, where we go Hollywood and the stars will be out. Who will brace the elements and survive the structure known as the Elimination Chamber? And does a story have a fairy tale ending or a devastating tragedy? This and so much more ahead as we bring you Simply Predicting for WWE Elimination Chamber. So, hello everybody! Welcome once again to another edition of Simply Predicting. You know what this is, for I am the Simple Man, and my name is Noah Foster of the Simple Man brand. Shout out to those who are watching live or on demand. And of course, hello Gabriel. You are the very first one that I see here. And as you all know, your opinions matter too. Links in the description down below. It'll be running across the banister. Before we get into everything, allow me, of course, to introduce tonight's panel. First off, great friend of NoDQ, member of the NoDQ Galaxy, got a new headset, and I'm curious to see what he brings tonight. Dwayne Atkinson. Dwayne Atkinson, again, the newest member of the City Predicting family. Good to have you back on the forum once again. How are you? And how are you looking forward to tomorrow night's premium live event?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me again. I'm sorry to say I do feel about like I sound right now, but I was not going to miss this for anything. I did, unfortunately, have to miss the NXT predictions, but it turned out to be an excellent show anyway. I'm so looking forward to this. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania, and by God, I'm giving this thing a 10.
Wow, there you go. He's all in with a 10. Perfect 10. Shout out, by the way, to Sean Spears and Cassidy. Congrats again on your newborn baby. As I bring somebody else back in here to make this a fine pat 6. Finally got him in there, and it is definitely hashtag Statboy approved, representing, of course, the sports bar and the Jeff Meacham Multiverse of Media. He is the guy with all the numbers and all the stats and the best branch you can possibly imagine. Statboy Mikey! Mikey, you got in here. You figured it out. How are you, sir?
Well, I didn't totally figure it out, but I'm on my tablet, so I'm trying to figure out what's up here, but at least I'm here for now. That's all that matters.
Yep. I can see you, and I hear you clear enough to understand what you're saying, and then we'll figure out the laptop thing later, because, again, I'm a guy that's with IT. Speaking of a guy that's all about technology, graphic design, literally is a brand creator and leader. Always had to be with my color cohort for all things non-WWE and commentary, and he's different. James Hebert, Jake Hebert, Side 95, of course, the co-creator of Way My Youth Wrestling and FTW Productions. James, good to see you once again. How you feel about tomorrow night?
Feeling pretty good, man. This show is looking pretty damn good. The excitement in the air for WWE, I haven't felt in a long time. So I was literally watching the first chamber like minutes before we got on the air today, and I'm ready to go, man. I'm looking forward to this.
Good deal, good deal. Representing, of course, NoDQ Galaxy, last year's NoDQ Galaxy Predictions League winner and overall best scorer, the king of the universe, a great friend, and I'm glad to know that his mom's doing very well. Good-hearted man, representing the head of the table. Acknowledge him. Christopher Rotz. Chris, welcome back once again. How are you feeling about tomorrow night?
I'm feeling great about this event tomorrow.
I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. If this is the last Elimination Chamber Premium Live event before they rename it to No Way Out, it's gonna go without a bang tomorrow night. The match I'm looking forward to tomorrow night is going to be Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Universal Title match. And good luck to everybody that is participating for the Elimination Chamber predictions for tomorrow night.
Good deal, good deal. And certainly last but not least, the commish himself. He is also the founder of Meltdown Wrestling League. I was their former champion. Still glad to be a participant. And always great friend. And also shout out to those that aren't here. Of course, Mark Griffith, put it up, my horseman. Jeff Chadwick. Jeff, how are you? Are you ready for tomorrow night, my friend?
Yes, I am. But before I'm ready for tomorrow night, I'm ready for tonight. I got my Von Trapp beer. Nice little shout out, local beer here. Sound of Music. Gotta love that. I'm so much looking forward to tomorrow night. I mean, I can tell you right now, the Reigns Zayn match is going to be the match of the night. You're gonna see surprises. You're gonna see some twists and turns. It's gonna leave you on the edge of your seat. I know this for a fact. I can't wait to predict, man. Let's get this show on the road.
All right. Sounds good. And again, shout out to everybody that's involved in the chat. Let your opinions be known too. I'll pin them here as well. If you can, stay on top of it. If you have a question, we'll definitely answer it later. So without further ado, of course, let's get right into it. Again, get those predictions in, my friends on the panel and beyond. If you haven't already, you got till 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday night during the kickoff that nobody watches. So make sure, and by that time, they will be final. Shout out, of course, to the team that I represent, Team No DQ. Aaron Rip is holding it down since the Royal Rumble, but things are certainly probably going to change after Saturday. And, of course, here's all of you. Many of you did very well during the Royal Rumble with a score of 10. A perfect 10, not really, because the best score was 11. But good job to everybody. So keep moving forward as this, of course, is event number 2 in the WWE League as NXT is scored separately. And I see 48 of you so far amongst the Galaxy and team have put in your predictions. So there is quite a pool to go off here. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's go ahead and kick things off with a bit of subtle tag team action. And I do feel like there's going to be more than one mommy involved, giving her own discipline to one Dom. As we first kick things off with the mixed tag team match. The Grit couple, Edge and Beth Phoenix, take on Judgment Day. Finn Balor and the Royal Rumble winner, who already has her guaranteed match at WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley. This one kind of writes itself. We all knew this is going to be fallout to what happened at Extreme Rules last year. Also, Edge has been at Finn Balor's throat ever since Finn Balor took over Judgment Day. And Beth Phoenix has speared Rhea Ripley every chance to get. But this past Monday night, we saw Rhea Ripley get the better of Beth, rip-tying her. And while I do feel like the idea of a one-on-one match with the two could be cool, the road to WrestleMania is already set for Rhea Ripley. So, before I give my pick, let's go ahead and kick things off with Dwayne. Dwayne, your thoughts on this mixed tag team match. Who wins here, and what could it lead to, maybe particularly for Finn Balor?
This is a match that to me could go either different ways. You're looking at Edge just coming off that loss of the accurate match against Finn Balor. Not to mention that they did the concerto, forcing him to pretty much say I quit and cost him that match. But then, however, rumors going at it that Finn Balor and Edge is going to have a match at possibly the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. So there's got to be some kind of case in the world that's going to lead to that. The way I see it, they're going to have to protect Rhea Ripley in this match because she's going to get Charlotte. I think possibly, though, the way I'm looking at it is Edge and Beth need that win. This is Edge. I think this is Edge's swan song here pretty soon. I think he's about to hang it up not too long. I think what it'll come down to is Edge and Beth is going to win. Finn Balor is going to probably wind up taking the pinfall for this match.
All right. So at this point, Stat Boy, is Finn Balor the expendable one here? And are we just waiting for the final verdict to be drawn at WrestleMania, particularly between Edge and Finn Balor? What's your thoughts towards this mixed tag team match? Are you and Dory, for example, on the same page as far as who wins here? Give me your take.
Absolutely. Dory Lou and I both believe that Edge, Beth are going to defeat Finn and Rhea because, as you said, this will set up Edge and Finn. That'll be the end of it. End the storyline between Edge. Let him get his revenge and all that stuff. Keep the stuff going with Dom and Rhea Ripley. Keep that little storyline going because that's going to be a finisher, I think, at WrestleMania 2. And then finally, Judgment Day will implode. Whatever happens after that, after Mania, it's all on them.
Fair enough. Sink or swim. Jeff, at this point, he did bring up a point about Rhea Ripley and Dominic, who is not a participant here, but we've seen how much Dominic has been involved on Rhea Ripley's behalf and vice versa. We've also seen how much punishment Dominic has suffered at the hand of one mommy versus the other. So that being said, do you see Dominic playing a factor here? Is Beth Phoenix going to glam slam him once again? And do you see any way that the Grit Couple doesn't come out on top?
You're obviously going to see Dom there. He's going to play a factor because, Mommy's there. He's got to be right there by ringside. So something's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be the major focal point of this. Like, Dom is going to play a part, but it's not going to be a huge part in this match. Dom won't come into play until WrestleMania, which I think it will be Ray versus Dom, which I'm hoping. I think we're all hoping. And if for some reason Rhea happens to be down there, could we see somebody in Ray's corner? We'll get there when we get there. As far as tomorrow night, I got to agree, Edge and Beth for the win. I think that, honestly, I think that it will be Beth pinning Rhea. Now, this won't hurt her because of the match that she's going. I mean, it might lose a little bit of momentum, but it's not going to hurt her as far as her the whole storyline with Charlotte. So I see Beth because she was the one who got the brunt of this concerto, if you will. She's the one to get revenge, and she's the one who's going to gain the pinfall over Rhea Ripley.
Wow, that's a hot take as far as the outcome goes. Chris, it is not majority, actually. 70% believe that Edge and Beth are going to win. 34 people that have submitted. 14 people that submitted and went with Judgment Day. So what's your take here? Do you think Rhea Ripley's going to be involved in the decision at all, or keep it out of the decision? Does that keep her strong heading into WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair?
Well, my thoughts is we all know that we're going to see Edge versus Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. That is rumored to happen. I think we're going to see Edge's old persona against Finn Balor's old persona, the Demon. I think the Demon is coming back at WrestleMania. And that'll be a big dub for Triple H for allowing us to witness the Demon once again. But here's what I'm thinking is, if Edge and Beth win this match, then I think Finn Balor is going to defeat Edge at WrestleMania. If Finn Balor and Rhea win, then Edge is going to take the win at WrestleMania. So it's vice versa. This storyline's been going on for God knows a very long time, and
3/4 of a year, but who's tracking?
Long enough.
And it needs to end. This started at WrestleMania of last year, and then Judgment Day took Edge out of the group, and then Edge was teaming with Rey Mysterio to take on the Judgment Day at Clash at the Castle, where Edge pinned Finn Balor. And then we got the whole heel turn with Dominic. Then we got Edge and Finn Balor, the I Quit match. Finn Balor made Edge say the words, I quit. Yeah. So, and then we saw Edge come back at the Royal Rumble and say, okay, I'm back. I'm not done with you guys. And this has been the same exact story over and over again. I'm ready for this rivalry, this whole storyline to end with Edge and the Judgment Day, and we can get ourselves back on track to different storylines. As far as the winner goes, my heart was saying Edge and Beth wins. My mind is saying Finn and Rhea. So I think as of right now, this could all change until tomorrow when I make it final. But on here, I'm going with the safe route. I'm going to say since we're in Canada and this is Edge's hometown of Canada, I think Edge and Beth take the win here.
All right.
I thought you were gonna go to the gut and be like, I'm gonna say the ref wins.
the ref is the one that actually gets caught up in the result somehow.
With this match,
James,
we
again,
all win.
You're different. You're already thinking differently. Are you going to go against literally everybody?
No, I agree. Edge and Beth have to win here. There's not a lot that you can do with this mixed tag other than Edge and Beth winning. However, I think there's a lot of issues with doing it the way that they're trying to do it because everybody's saying that Rhea's actually going to take the fall to Beth. It has to be a way that makes sense, and it has to be a way that protects her going into her match against Charlotte Flair.
Right.
Exactly.
So, I think a lot of people forget that. So, if she takes the fall, how does she take the fall? And is it one of those situations where Edge goes back to his ultimate opportunist ways, cheats to win because all's fair in love and war, considering the fact that his wife almost got beheaded the last time we saw her with a concerto. So do you just go that route where you go to old school Edge, and in a lot of cases, I mean, Beth hasn't really changed, but old school Beth Phoenix, and just waylay the hell out of him, cheat to win, and get the W that way? That's the real question. I think that's the best way you go about it. If Rhea takes the fall to Beth. Otherwise, I think Finn's taking the loss here.
That would just anger Finn, and then maybe he's the one that calls out Edge for this has to stop, this has to end. At the end of the day, again, Edge and Beth Phoenix, revenge, redemption, homecoming, last send-off, like we said, is Edge, wrapping it up finally at the end of this year. And does he want to just do this one last thing with his wife in their hometown, home country, or the hell you want to call it? But yeah, I agree with every single one of you. I do think Edge and Beth have to get the win here because, again, it's 50-50 booking considering what's been happening in the storyline, despite the fact this is the first time Beth Phoenix has now been dealing with the Judgment Day during a match as a competitor, not just an outside influence, because, again, I quit. Anything goes. As far as the Hell in a Cell, okay, I understand where you're coming from, okay? The structure being, Last Judgment, the final verdict of everything. But that gimmick's been so overplayed, it seems, especially in Edge rivalries. I could see them literally just doing, like you said, alter egos, and that's enough in itself in the storytelling. I do believe that Edge and Finn finally conclude at WrestleMania, but for that to finally happen, you need the one-on-one that cements it all, and it has to come down with Finn wanting to end this because Edge is not going to stop, even if he wins. But I do think that Edge and Beth are going to win tomorrow, and Finn Balor is going to be your fall guy because, again, even though it's hometown, this is Edge we're talking about. I definitely have the great couple winning as well. So far, one match in, we are all unanimous. All right. Let's go ahead.
Are we really sticking with the grit couple all these years later after the Miz?
I mean, you know what?
Please,
just call what it is.
can we? No, they're not the grit couple. Just call them Edge and Beth. I don't know. Anything is better than whatever the hell that is.
The last time Edge and Beth were in a mixed tag match was against the Miz and Maurice at the Royal Rumble last year.
That's how it started.
Yeah, but stop calling them that now. It's done. It's not that no more. It was a one-time thing.
I don't know. I'm feeling gritty.
I mean, you know what? You either feel gritty or feel oozy. I feel like people are going to have different answers come the end of this.
I feel gritty and oozy rhyme.
There we go.
Well, this is not Dr. Seuss. This is the WWE. But with that being said, let's go ahead and carry things forward. Let's go ahead and change things up, shall we, with the fact that this show is called something. Why don't we talk about one of them?
The women's elimination chamber match determined the new number one contender to Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship. And your field is as follows. By the way, Aaron Riff, botch. That's not Sasha Banks, unfortunately. That is Carmella, and she shouldn't be in here. For my rant, folks, go check out the NWA Enough Said. Thank you. Anyway, Raquel Rodriguez versus Asuka, aka Kana, versus Liv Morgan versus Nikki Cross versus Canada's own Natalya and Carmella. All right, so pretty much I feel this is self-explanatory, but as I always do, I don't necessarily kick things off, but I will tell you all this. You guys get 2 picks. You get a primary for 2 points, a secondary worth 1 point. Remember, the winner of this match goes on to face the EST for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. So keep that in perspective. Could this match be bigger, or is it playing underdog to Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair? Considering Rhea Ripley as a Royal Rumble winner, which match gets more care put into it? Which match will actually be worth more investing into? James, let's start with you. Who are your 2 picks regarding this Raw Women's Chamber, and overall, who you think deserves the most to face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania?
Well, I can tell you right now with undoubtable fact that Carmella is not one of them. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. You know, you could make an argument for everybody here, not Carmella. You know, but I'd say the primary's Asuka and the second is Raquel Rodriguez. I think I'm just gonna call her Gonzalez still. I think it's
they need to.
It doesn't make sense.
I agree,
dude. Just call her
Gonzalez. All the names back. Give hers back as well.
Raquel Rodriguez, it doesn't roll off the tongue as well as Raquel Gonzalez, but you know, who am I to? I'm not the booking committee, I guess.
Unfortunately.
So yeah, Raquel's my primary or a secondary rather, because I think that they have some sort of plans for her. If nothing else, she's definitely going to be in the final 2, probably with Asuka, because they seem to have high hopes on her. Although I could also see them maybe doing a thing between Asuka and Nikki Cross as the final 2, reliving the times from NXT.
That'd be cool.
So that'd be cool. But either way, I think Asuka is going to be the one to win this, because the only other person that could have won it didn't win her qualifying match because they wanted to give it to the freaking glamour model instead. So fuck that.
That's a polite way of putting it. All right. Dwayne, again, Asuka, Kana. This is her former identity before she went into Black and Gold NXT. She's become more dangerous, more frightful. I feel also more vengeful. Maybe there'll be fall between her and Carmella after their little first-to-first, face-to-face, backstage. Maybe she missed her in the face, and Carmella's taken out immediately because she won't be wearing a mask inside the chamber, clearly. But also, we are looking primarily at the Raw side of things, and there are 3 competitors in here from SmackDown. Does anybody besides Raquel on SmackDown even have, well, let's just call it as we see it, a chance in hell? Dwayne, what's your thoughts and your 2 picks?
Let's address the elephant in the room first of all. After that dominant performance we saw from Asuka on Monday Night Raw, are we going to get a repeat from this 2020, the way Shayna Baszler did and eliminated every last one of them? No, I don't think we are.
I hope not.
Let's do what it's called. It's called Elimination Chamber. First of all, let's eliminate 3 of them: Carmella, Nikki Cross, Natalya. And as much as I love to say it, I love Natalya, but I think her better days are behind her now. Liv Morgan, I'm going to put a question mark on right now because I'll come back to her. Raquel Rodriguez, I still don't think they're quite ready to shoot her to the moon as of yet. And then you got Asuka. Asuka, I'm going to tell you right now, is my primary pick. But my secondary, I'm going with Liv. For the fact is she didn't start second in the Royal Rumble and make it all the way to the final 2 without giving her for a reason. If anybody ever notices, a lot of the people that come in second in the Royal Rumble always gets a title match somehow anyway at WrestleMania. Am I right? More or less. I kind of think that's she's going to find a way in there somehow, some way. She's going to do some stupid, God knows what kind of daredevil move inside that Hell in a Cell, or Elimination Chamber. But yes, my primary pick is Asuka. My secondary is going to be Liv Morgan.
That's a very interesting take, and I didn't consider that because, yeah, Liv Morgan, she was literally the second in the Rumble, and she was the second last competitor to be the potential winner. Statboy, what's your thoughts regarding that? Do you think that the runner-up does deserve that chance at WrestleMania? And has this happened maybe more times over than we could think about? Not maybe necessarily the women's chamber because of the short-term history with it, but in the men's chamber, like stuff in general. What's your thoughts regarding this field?
Okay, here are the stats. That's why I'm Stat Boy.
Yes, you are.
This is Asuka's second chamber, Liv Morgan's third, Nikki's second, Natalia's second, Carmella's second. This is Raquel's debut. So somebody in this match is going to win the chamber for the first time. I'm picking Liv as my primary. She's got the most appearances. She's got the most experience in a chamber match. She was eliminated third in 2019. She was eliminated fourth in 2020. I can agree with getting rid of Nikki, Natalya, and Carmella. Again, I agree with what was said. Natalya, Montreal, hometown hero, love her to death. Will she put a sharpshooter on somebody? Absolutely. No. Well, is she in that storyline for a title? Probably not, because Asuka and Liv are up there on the ladder. I've said many times with Raquel, she's growing on me. I like Raquel. She's just not ready for a title run yet. Give her 6 more months. Push her towards SummerSlam.
Have her stop
match
smiling.
is a brutal match. Well, yeah, that's true too.
Fair point.
That's true too. This match is a brutal match. The brutality goes to Asuka. Nikki will do something crazy. I have no idea what. But I'm going with Asuka as my secondary pick.
Well said. Very well said.
As far as the runner-up getting something, they can play that card. Hey, I did this in the chamber. I still deserve something. Adam Pearce comes out, says, make it official, have your match tonight, winner, and move on. But as far as absolutely going straight on to WrestleMania, no.
All right. James, you have your hand up, so I will acknowledge your comment. What you got to say?
I just have a funny to say since Dwayne mixed up his cage earlier, so I got to just say this once. Otherwise, the joke will not be funny. Man, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to this Hell in a Elimination Chamber Cell War Games Fall Brawl Road to WrestleMania match. It'll be a great time.
Bro,
it'll be phenomenal.
Bro, that is way too much inception of structures, even for Vince Russo to say that's good, creative.
Bro, I invented it, bro.
You forgot the shark cage.
And that's different, right?
Oh, yeah, shit. With shark cages. Everybody's in shark cages.
They wouldn't have enough room. They wouldn't have enough room on the image to put that all in there for the match.
No, they wouldn't. Oh, my gosh. Even with WWE's over-glorified, productively produced product, dude. Bro, that's too much. Yeah. All right. Chris, Statboy really broke it down very well. And Liv Morgan, that's a fair shout considering Liv Morgan, she did have her chance as a singles champion on the blue side of things. Maybe she could have a chance on the red side of things. I do definitely think somebody's going to do some weird senton bomb crazy maneuver off the top of one of those pods too. But Raquel Gonzalez, she did have literally in her debut a match against the SmackDown Women's Chamber on the Rousey, so they do, I believe, have a lot of investment in her. But also there's that mutual respect with Bianca Belair and Raquel, and I feel just from a big person marquee standpoint, they probably would sell it just because of that. But what's your take and your 2 picks regarding this Women's Elimination Chamber?
Well, ruling out Carmella because I don't see her chance because I don't want to see Bianca versus Carmella for the 250th time.
I forgot they fought that many times now that you bring it up. Jesus Christ.
Well, Statboy didn't say that, to be fair.
Canada's own Natalya. I don't see Natalya winning this. I know this is Canada, so I think the streak with Canada is going to come to an end in this match. Nikki Cross, I'm ruling her out because she's crazy as all can be. Three superstars left, and I'm gonna do this. My primary pick is going to be Asuka. I think Asuka really deserves it. And it's going to be a fresh matchup with her and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. I wouldn't be surprised if Asuka turns heel for this match and Bianca Belair remains as a babyface with Asuka's new character. I feel her new character is going to be amazing. Thank God Triple H allowed it. Now with my second pick, I was going back and forth with Raquel and Liv Morgan. Who deserves it the most is going to be Liv Morgan. I'm going to put her as my secondary because did you guys picked up on when Liv Morgan cashed in this at Money in the Bank, become the SmackDown Women's Champion, and on the Raw after Money in the Bank, did you guys picked up that Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan teamed up together in a tag team match for Liv Morgan's final Raw match before this, and as when they sent Liv Morgan off to Friday Night SmackDown as her reign of SmackDown Women's Champion. I picked that up instantly, and I remember it that it was Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan teamed up together. I don't know who was the two teams that took on Bianca and Liv. And
it doesn't matter. We don't need to think about that. It doesn't matter.
But I personally believe, I think it will be a good story that we teamed up together. We had this send off, and it's time for me to go and challenge a different toe, go for the Raw Women's Championship, and maybe get a moment at WrestleMania and win the Raw Women's Championship, and we get Liv Morgan back on Monday Night Raw for the WWE draft that's coming up after WrestleMania. So my two picks are Asuka and Liv Morgan.
Very fair. Jeff, overwhelmingly 80+%, 40 out of the 48 pick Asuka as primary, and 26 on the secondary pick Raquel majorly. But third most popular vote, ironically enough, is Liv Morgan. So everybody, you are kind of on the same page when it comes to the key players here and the utility. So at this point, Jeff, what's your thoughts regarding? Yes.
Quick time out. I think I fixed my technical problem. I'm going to step out and come right back in.
Excellent. I'll be sure to add you. That being said, Jeff, I saved you for last regarding this chamber match, so take it away. At this point, it's between Asuka, Liv, and Raquel. What is the biggest marquee, most deserving, money match for the EST at WrestleMania?
It's like everyone else. We can rule out Carmella. I do think Natalya will start this match. Being in Canada, I could see her starting this match. So I will go out there and say that. I have it down to two people, obviously, and one being the runner-up, one being the winner. The winner, it's got to be Asuka. She's changed her character. This is a more evil side of her. This is the chance to really push her with this new character, and I think that that's exactly what's going to happen. My backup is Raquel Gonzalez. I think that, if anyone from SmackDown was to win this and challenge the Raw Women's Champion, it would be Raquel. And Raquel and Bianca Belair, I think, would put on one hell of a match because you've got power versus power.
Yep.
You don't see that in women's wrestling in WWE. You really don't. So I've got her as the backup. but I've definitely got Asuka or Kana. I'm going to start calling her that because that's exactly what she is at this point. I've got her as winning it. Natalia will be there. Probably she'll be the third to last. I think she'll be in the longest out of all competitors. The shortest, obviously, Carmella. Because we can't stand her. Nikki is going to do some crazy shit. It's Nikki Cross. If she doesn't, I'd wonder what was going on with her. As far as Carmella, it shouldn't be a Carmella. It should be Piper Niven in there. I'm telling you right now, it should be Piper Niven. Name change back to her own self. It should have been her. And I was very pissed. And having to deal with Corey Graves, listening to that crap that he was spewing. Now we're back to where we were a year ago with that. But Liv, I think she's going to do very well in there. She's had her moment in the sun recently. I think that this is someone that does deserve another championship run, just not for the Raw Women's Championship. If someone from SmackDown was to win it, it would be Raquel. And as I said, the power versus power thing, which we haven't seen in a long time when it comes to women, this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. So my main is Asuka, Kana, whatever, and my backup is Raquel.
And that's the exact same thing I'm going with too, because I think about power game in women's wrestling. Last time I saw that was Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez in the Black Gold NXT, and they literally fought it out in their rubber feud in a last woman standing match that sent Rhea Ripley up to the main roster to beat Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship in her WrestleMania debut. Raquel Gonzalez has yet to have the big WrestleMania moment. All they've done for her on SmackDown, besides smiling, is literally tag her along everybody on that roster to go after Damage Control, and that's yielded to zero results. But we saw a glimpse of what she's capable of as a singles competitor, not just when she took on Ronda Rousey in SmackDown, but what she did during her long stint in the Royal Rumble. So I definitely think, Raquel, if you're going to do the whole idea of this person might come over from the blue to the red and you're going to tease inevitably, allegedly, a draft, I do think Raquel deserves the chance at it the most. And honestly, Bianca Belair, she needs a character change. I think she's hit her ceiling as the prototypical babyface of the Raw Women's division in WWE, or the EST in WWE. The EST needs a new attitude if she's going to feel more refreshing, in my opinion. She's almost smiling more than Raquel has, it seems. So if Raquel can actually force her to change that, I think that's pretty cool. But as far as the most competitive overall that can play the mental game, it's got to be Asuka or Kana. And Asuka has been looking for that moment since WrestleMania 34 when her streak was broken and we lost Asuka as we knew it. So, yeah, it's definitely Asuka Kana for me primary and Raquel as the secondary. I honestly cannot see it going any other way. Why I do like Chris's foreshadowing, long-term storytelling maybe, and the whole Liv and Bianca tag team thing, it was just a one-off, dude. So, again, I feel like they're going to still do more with Liv. And as far as Carmella, get misted by Kana and go wear a mask and stay off my damn TV screen. As far as Nikki Cross, she's playing with Candice LeRae. They're going to build, I think, some sort of hardcore feud around those two that are definition of hardcore. And Piper Niven, well, she's pissed off at Meechin right now. So there's a sub feud right there on Monday Night Raw. So, yeah, at this point, it just feels like it has to be definitely Raw side. If you're keeping it Raw base, got to be Kana. If I'm going to be somebody for SmackDown, give me the power game. Got to go with Raquel. All right, well, good stuff with that chamber match. Let's go ahead and switch gears now back to singles action. And we're talking about a power game. I don't think you get more powerful than this. It's round 3, folks. Good grief. Brock Lesnar taking on the almighty Bobby Lashley. And, of course, we know the story with these two. Last year at the Royal Rumble, it was Bobby Lashley challenging Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And due to bloodline integrated storylines, we saw the Almighty get the better of Brock Lesnar. Brock took a hiatus and then was not seen to take on Bobby Lashley until he cost him the United States Championship. And then they had round 2 at last year. And we saw Brock Lesnar. He kind of was the guy from underneath. And Bobby Lashley basically dominated him until Brock got the better of him with a roll-up. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, the winner did not look like the winner in the end. Brock Lesnar at this point,
He's looking for redemption, revenge, whatever the hell you want to call it. But it's also a trio of a story. When it comes to Brock Lesnar, though, also in general, he always comes out on top in the end over his opponent, period, point blank. I heard teases about the Hurt Business maybe getting involved here, and they pushed this thing out to WrestleMania. Why? Maybe you have like a gauntlet thing. Brock Lesnar never going to work with nobody else, but I'm seriously intrigued if Brock Lesnar goes after Gooper, just saying. So I'm just going to simply kick things off here and say that if you're not going to do this at WrestleMania, which I thought you were going to do, it has to end here. I got to go with freaking Brock Lesnar. Jeff, let's kick off with you on this one. What's your thoughts with this grudge match?
Well, this is, as you said, this is the third match. They're tied 1-1. I think after what we saw on Monday night, the last thing we saw is Brock Lesnar getting taken down during the contract signing.
Yep.
Now, Bobby didn't want to go anywhere near the ring. He had his own table at the beginning of the ramp. And here comes Lesnar. I knew it was going to happen, and Lashley speared him.
Down.
Boom. Down. Then he signed it. With that being said, Lashley had the last laugh Monday. Tomorrow, Brock Lesnar will have the last laugh for Bobby Lashley.
There you go. I think it's really as simple as that. James, do you agree, or do you have some other subtext you think that could actually take this into a round 4 and a finale at WrestleMania, if need be?
It really comes down to what they have planned for Brock. Because if he loses to Lashley clean, if he loses to Lashley, it's going to be dirty.
Yeah.
Right? And it's going to be with the Hurt Business. And that means that Brock is going to go after the fucking Hurt Business. If Brock wins and he wins clean, or he somehow takes out all the freaking people that are involved in that Hurt Business, which would bury them, but it wouldn't surprise me. Keep in mind, this is still WWE, folks. I would assume they're gonna have him fight Gunther, or I'm using Gunther as a slave name for the people. Walter, same as Walter. Walter wins it. Walter's got to win it. Because Walter. It would be a huge win for Walter if he could beat Brock for the IC title on the line. But it's a lot of people are saying they want to see this match. I don't think you see the match until there's a bigger prize on the line. I just don't see it happening. There has to be a bigger prize on the line if you're going to have that match between Walter and Brock. I think somehow we're going to get another match out of this. So I'm actually going to and if I'm correct here, because the graphics are all over the place on the actual prediction sheet. I went with Brock Lesnar initially on my predictions, but I'm going to change it and edit my response to Bobby Lashley.
Damn, look at that.
I think it's going to be with the reuniting of the Hurt Business, because I think we're going to get one more round where they cannot have interference on either side. There has to be a winner.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, at this point, Stat Boy, a couple things. I don't think Brock Lesnar has ever, what's the word I'm looking for? Downgraded himself to challenge for a prize less than the top prize. And above that, disqualification, it is a normal match. I mean, yeah, I guess Bobby Lashley could win like that, but at the end of the day, is Brock Lesnar just trying to get a win or make a statement? Yeah, this is Cowboy Brock, the babyface Brock, but this is also pissed off Brock Lesnar. So, Statboy, what's your thoughts on this match?
No offense to your league, great Noah Foster, but you need to add the third option of no contest. A draw.
Yes.
You gotta throw that in there once in a while. Because if these two are tied, which you have said that they are, one win each, and you want the match, you want the story to continue one more time on the biggest stage of them all, to where a winner has to be declared, you make the match. I don't care if you double knockout. I don't care if you double disqualification. If one gets injured, you've got so many different ways to end this match without a winner. So you throw that into play, then
Make the match at WrestleMania no holds barred. Make the match at WrestleMania last man standing. Make the match a steel cage match. Put something to where it's let's show up at SoFi Stadium at 5 o'clock in the morning and make it an empty arena match. I mean, why not? Somebody has to win. Let's, beating up the referees, given. Beating up the Hurt Business, given. We know that's going to happen. Heck, let's bring in Dana White and his money and make it a true UFC match because they both have a UFC background. However, in that case, a fight pit match, even better.
Exactly.
Now, in that case, if you're putting me on the spot here with a legitimate, straight up, hold, grapple UFC fight, I would pick Bobby in a heartbeat because I would revert back to the I hate Brock Lesnar UFC Brock Lesnar who asked for a damn title shot 3 matches in and flushed his career down the toilet. I'm sorry.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's why I hated Brock the most. When he was in the UFC, I'm like, okay, I know who he is. I knew he had an NCAA career background. But I thought if he starts playing UFC like a WWE career, he's going to go nowhere fast. And if you remember, he took out Randy Couture, and Randy Couture was on his way out anyway. That's sending the Great Gladiator to the Roman Coliseum. Brock was the lion. Couture was the gladiator. Look what happened.
Yeah.
Couture was the interim champion at the time. We put the belt on him. We give him the other belt. He gets the diverculitis, loses half of his colon, loses the title, gets sick again. His career was done. So, I think I officially picked Brock. I'm okay if this match ends in a draw.
That's a fair take because I can't remember the last time there was a no contest on a premium live event as well. It's such a rare occurrence, but with how much bad blood this big, meaty, beefy 2-man feud is, I can definitely understand where you're coming from. James, you had a comment, I believe.
I just want to point out though, I give all the credit in the world to Lashley for being able, because like for those who don't realize, like Lashley was a legitimate like wrestler, like he was a beast. As good as he was, and I think he was training for the Olympics, and he only had to stop due to like some injury he got. But he was on his way to the U.S. Olympics. As good as he was, and he was top of his division when he was drafted before the injury. By the way,
Yep,
it's a whole different animal. It's a whole different animal with Brock because Brock was NCAA champion twice. That was unheard of back then. I don't know. Like if we're talking by legit fight standpoint, if they're gonna do the fight pit like it was a UFC deal, I think Brock gets it. I think Brock would legitimately get it. Only because Brock actually trained in other martial arts while in the UFC, to be fair. Bobby Lashley has always just been a freaking boxer in the ring other than his wrestling ability. Brock can like beat you in like 15 different ways. So that's just my deal with that. I trust me, I get the issue with Brock and how he won the UFC title, especially in hindsight. Doesn't change the fact that he put in the freaking work and he was just a freak athlete. I don't think Bobby Lashley in his prime and Brock Lesnar in their prime in the UFC, Bobby wouldn't have stood a chance. He just wouldn't have.
I feel like there's a reason why Antonio Inoki made sure Brock Lesnar at one point was IWGP champion, even though it led to so much negativity.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was a legit athlete that, for better or for worse,
Right. I also want to just put this one bit out before I pass over to Chris. They're in Canada. Brock Lesnar may be from Minnesota. He virtually owns territory, if not a portion of Canada.
He basically, I think he lives in. I think he lives in both. I think I think he's the only one that has freaking land that crosses the border.
That is true. I don't even need to look that up to confirm it. He has stated many times he loves to hunt in Canada. I believe he does have dual citizenship. In fact, there was a big story when the pandemic first started that he and a lot of other Canadian superstars that were allowed to come into the U.S. when they shut the border down, he's like, "Hello, I'm also a U.S. citizen," but the border people said, "That's fine. You're a U.S. citizen and a Canadian citizen, but you are staying in Canada. You're not going to the States."
Exactly. They were holding them all hostage.
They were holding Brock Lesnar hostage, bro. Imagine, dude. I would love to see people actually legitimately try to hold back Lesnar when the
Good
dude
luck.
owns 50 million guns and hunts a bunch of fucking animals. Like, who are you gonna tell Brock Lesnar what the hell he can and can't do? Are you kidding me?
I don't care.
I would be scared shitless if I'm a Mountie or a U.S. cop trying to protect the borders from COVID, and Brock is in my way. I'm letting Brock the fuck through. I'm not messing with him.
I agree.
What are we doing here?
Vince McMahon.
Wait, go ahead, Dwayne.
I said the only one I think ever did that was Vince McMahon.
Pretty much.
And Vince McMahon almost got a title chucked in his face and got a concussion. So that didn't work out well for him either.
And he's also taking a net 5 from this man as well. I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon's not even the entity that can overcome Brock Lesnar.
Bro,
he just had the money to make sure that Brock Lesnar and him could actually coexist.
Dude, it's what Joe Rogan said all the way back in his stand-up special. If Brock Lesnar says he wants to fuck you, are you going to tell him no?
Damn.
You ain't going to have a choice. As fucked up as it is, as morbid as that is, you ain't telling Brock no. Brock does what he wants. And Brock probably owns the freaking border anyway. He probably bought land just to have the border. He bought the border. He has the border. That is his land. That is his land. He owns part of that border. I bet you $100 right now that he owns part of that border.
And he's in good graces with the prime minister because of it.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's in good with the U.S. president and prime minister, and because they don't.
Okay. So Brock Lesnar is more powerful than Disney. Before we go into a world domination debate, let's move on, shall we? Chris, your thoughts on Brock Lesnar?
Mickey Mouse. Let's do this.
Oh God, help! If that happens, I'll quit being a wrestler.
I think it's a technical difficulties.
You know what?
Brock, don't hurt me. You ain't got a choice.
I'm sorry for the conflict here between Disney and the WWE. Please stand by as we return to our regularly scheduled program.
I mean, I could do. The only person that might be able to stand a chance against Brock Lesnar is Shrek. So you'd have to
Chuck Norris, dude. Chuck Norris. Enough.
You know what? What if Brock Lesnar accidentally purchased land that Shrek lives in? What are you doing in my swamp? Just start spearing this shit out of him. F5, but no, it's the S5 by Shrek because he's Shrek.
This just
Oh
became
my God!
became a one-man comedy act right here. God.
All right, so
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'll be here all week.
He's here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress, and it won't be Sable. All right.
No, Brock will not allow that either.
No.
Yeah, oh God, I can only imagine if you look at Sable the wrong way. Hello, nice knowing you. Good night.
Hate you right now, James. You're a bad
It's getting hot in here for all the wrong reasons.
Well, I don't know if it's getting hot in here, but I just made Mike's stat boy well up here.
They surrender. No surrenders next week, but we surrender to James Hebert because the comedy will go on if we do not continue.
I will not tap. I will not tap.
Shut it. I still am in control here. You will acknowledge, you will respect my authority. All right. And that goes for you too, James. But I will say this because you did go off the wrist, but I give it to Chris. Damn it, James! You freaking idiot!
We need to get a shirt for that at some point.
Yeah, definitely get on it. All right.
I was about to say buy the shirt, but we don't have a shirt that says you're fucking idiot.
Oh, I can just put out a ticker, buy the shirt. They'll figure out what that means. Something, I'm sure. All right, Chris. Why don't they buy your shirt since you're acknowledging the guy that's in the main event, and we're not even there yet, but acknowledge this match. You got Brock Lesnar or you got Bobby Lashley?
Well, let me tell us a story here. This is story time. This is story time with Christopher Rotz, baby.
Yay!
All right, go for it.
I get that reference.
So today, when I was on my break today, I was having my lunch. Then, 5 minutes after I had my lunch, I was thinking about Bobby Lashley.
Oh, you don't
Then,
say.
so I was thinking about Bobby Lashley. So,
Big
and
meaty
then
In what way?
when
Big-
I
big
It
meaty
doesn't
man,
matter.
huh?
listen,
Doesn't matter. Stop being
It
a
doesn't
sub
matter.
tangent. Continue,
But
Chris.
after that, when I came home from work today, I went to have dinner. Then I was watching TV with my mom. And 5 minutes after that, I was thinking about Bobby Lashley.
You were gonna say
So,
that.
Don't
So I
tell
was-
me you took a
I
shower.
was thinking
man.
about Bobby Lashley. Then I came on here, getting myself ready for the predictions video. 5 minutes after we did video testing and audio, I was thinking about Bobby Lashley.
Lashley.
I'm starting to see a trend here.
But the trend is I am not going for Bobby who because I just received word.
Okay.
I just received word that this is the final match between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. I just received word that this is the final match. If it is the final match, I'm going with Brock Lesnar.
All right.
Poor
Bobby
Bobby.
Lashley multiple times over, but he picked Brock Lesnar.
But here's the thing. The reason I picked Brock is because I overheard this and I saw reports going out that the talks of that we are going to get to see, I know the rumor match was supposed to be a three-way with Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. Now the talks are we're going to get Brock Lesnar versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. So if that does happen, it will be good. But if we want this to go to another match with Bobby and Brock, it could go to a no contest. And personally, I see a fight pit happening. I see a no holds barred. I see a last man standing with these two. So all I have Brock Lesnar as my prediction to win this match.
I love how you say you thought about Bobby Lashley 3 times and then just said, I'm not picking Bobby who. Just bury him softly, don't you, brother? Like, oh, yeah.
Oh wow! What a freaking swerve! All right, well that was brilliant, and also you definitely have a fan. Paulo O'Keefe approves of the one night comedy stand of James Gebert and story time of Christopher Rotz. Stay tuned for the following program with the Sports Bar featuring Stat Boy and Dory Liu, courtesy of the Jet Feature Network, Multiverse Media, and Partners too. Thank you. Okay. Now that we move on from there, we now return to our regularly scheduled programming as we go to Dwayne Atkinson to close out this match. Dwayne, what's your thoughts on Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar? What you thinking? Who's winning?
Yeah, try to follow that, bro.
I'm telling you, man. I think Noah would be glad he don't have to take a drink every time he says Bobby Lashley. He's pretty full by now.
Oh, stop! Will you all stop trying to make me drink out my 12 packs of Mountain Dew?
Hey, you drink Mountain Dew piss black at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, you know what? I drink
What's
pitch
different?
black. What? I drink Code Red. What? I drink Live Wire.
What?
Baja.
What?
Classic.
What?
What?
Throwback.
What?
What?
Hot.
What?
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 Go ahead.
You should have stopped at Flaming Hot, dude. Good God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thank God he didn't say gingerbread.
No.
Yeah, we've been on this topic long enough. I'm just going to tell you right now, if this is the last match Christopher claims it's going to be Brock Lesnar, man. You don't have a rubber match with Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar loses.
No,
unless you're Roman Reigns. Unless you're probably Roman Reigns, but we're not going down that road.
Well, yeah.
They went down that road how many times now? I'd definitely give you a bigger number.
Probably more times than Bianca and Carmella, I'm sure.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch. I'm not sure about that, actually.
Proverb. Wisdom brought by James Hebert. Lord help us.
Well, it's better than Hogan's Chinese proverbs. Remember?
Whoa! All right, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Now we're going down the wrong road. All right. Someone's got to take the left turn at Albuquerque, and we're not going to WrestleMania. We're going to the Badlands. Let's stop while we're ahead. All right. Majority, by the way, do believe Brock Lesnar is going to win. 31 out of the 48, while the remaining did pick Bobby Lashley. So everybody's figured this and figured that, but the majority is going with the Beast Incarnate, and that's all we have to say about that. All right, well, that was an extremely fun sub-tangent, and we still have 2 matches, and I think now we will return back to the gimmick in question here with this show, and I think it's only fitting that I let Stat Boy kick this one off. Here we go. The men's elimination chamber match for the first time ever, the United States Championship. The champion Austin Theory defending against Seth freaking Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford, which I have to say Montez Ford is the one that has me the most extremely intrigued. Step Boy, the floor and the farm is yours. Break it down and give me 2 picks.
You got it. I went with Rollins as my primary and Theory as my secondary with the retain. Gargano, Bronson, Damian, Montez. 4 debut people in the Rumble. This is like it makes your pick a little bit easy, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm growing on Johnny Gargano. I like him. He's a great guy. He's a great dad also outside of the ring. Do I see him getting the U.S. title? Not just yet. I need just a little bit more with Gargano. Bronson Reed, I have no idea about him. I know that he's the big guy, so he's the one that's probably going to get the bump that goes through the plexiglass. you know, every year somebody's going through the plexiglass. I expect it to be him.
Yeah.
Damian, of course, with the Judgment Day, he would probably be eliminated 3rd or 4th. He is a big guy, so he could probably do something as well. Don't know what. Yes. Montez, I don't want to see a breakup of the Street Profits. I love the Street Profits. They are a great team. They want the smoke. They want the tag team belts. Unfortunately, the Usos have still got a lock on that one, which is surprising as all hell with the storyline with what happened on SmackDown last week. If you haven't watch. As far as the quick stats on Austin and Seth, this is Austin's 2nd chamber. This is Seth's 3rd chamber. Another reason why I'm going with Seth as my primary, he's got the experience. His chambers were in 2018 and 2022. Austin was in 2022 as well. Unfortunately, Austin had to suffer through Brock Lesnar, and let's face it, that was the Brock Lesnar match, no matter what, because nobody could stop him.
Bar none.
Exactly. So I'm going with Rollins, and Austin retains for the first time. You said it, Noah. The first time the U.S. title has been defended, and I'm almost certain that every title has been defended now in the chamber. I'm pretty certain that's true.
I don't think
so.
the Intercontinental title in there?
Yeah, back in 2016.
Unfortunately.
Oh, okay. I missed that one.
That happened with
Ryback, unfortunately.
Yeah, Mark Henry was very confused and didn't know what to do, and Dolph Ziggler did a lot of yelling.
He does. A lot of yelling, a lot of selling. Mr. Record Scratch himself.
And that time, a lot of spot calling.
Yeah, that's true. Surprised he never became a commentator. Anyway, great job, Stat Boy. Great picks, great breakdown. All right, Dwayne, as I see you right now trying to conduct your own symphony based on the maniacal Messiah,
does the Monday Night Visionary, Revolutionary Seth freaking Rollins once again become United States champion? Does Austin Theory escape, or do you have a sub-tangent? What's your 2 picks?
Unfortunately, I want so bad to put money on Seth Rollins. He's my guy. I love Seth Rollins. He's probably one of my favorite ones they got going on right now. The man can constantly reinventing himself. However, I'm not doing that this time because from what I'm hearing, him and Logan Paul's got a date at WrestleMania. So I put the U.S. title on him just to defend it against Logan Paul. So, I mean, that don't make sense to me. However, I agree with what Statboy said. I don't want to see them break up the Street Profits, but my secondary pick for this match, I did put Montez Ford.
Nice.
For some strange reason, I just trying to figure out what's the purpose of putting him in there for if they're not trying to give us throw some Easter eggs out there that something's going to happen. They've been talking for a while that they're going to split up the profits, and I kind of think they need to eventually. I'm more higher on Montez Ford than I am Angelo Dawkins, but unfortunately, I have seen improvement in him here about the last year. But my primary pick, I'm definitely going with Austin Theory retaining. The dude cannot take an F5 off that chamber 1 year and turn around and lose 2 years in a row. I think he's going to get redemption in this match. He's going to find some sort of way to cheat, I'm sure, but he's winning it.
All right, fair take. I mean, hey, there's the receipt for letting Brock Lesnar do that to you. You keep the United States Championship in the first ever United States Championship Elimination Chamber. Chris, it's kind of like what I alluded to on the No DQ panel when I think about Undertaker losing the big gold belt in Elimination Chamber thanks to Shawn Michaels popping out from underneath the bottom of the structure and then doing some move. I don't think Logan Paul does super kick. He just does a version of the buckshot lariat. But that being said, we've also heard Seth Rollins talk about Logan Paul, how A, he should not be in the same stands as me, and B, he doesn't belong in the same ring as me. So it does feel like they honestly are building that, let's just call it what it is, celebrity exhibition match at WrestleMania. So with that being said, Chris, what's your thoughts towards this match, and do you see Austin Theory escaping with the title?
Well, with this men's Elimination Chamber match, I feel this match is going to steal the show tomorrow night. I have a gut feeling it's going to be. I did pick as my primary Austin Theory just because it's been spoiled. It's been linked out that Austin Theory was doing a game show taping called The Wheel of Fortune back in they started taping it this month and is not going to air until March, but Austin Theory was holding the United States Championship for the tapings, so that rings a bell that Austin Theory is going to retain this match here, and we are going to get to see Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. I know John Cena's doing movies and filming, and he's not going to be available for Raw and SmackDown, but I do see after Elimination Chamber, Austin Theory, I feel like what they could start doing is having a United States Championship Open Challenge every single week. Then you kind of teasing, okay, John Cena used to do that every single week. Austin Theory is now doing it every single week. And then after his final title defense before WrestleMania, he says, because we basically know that the United States Championship match is going to take place on WrestleMania Saturday. That's what I'm hearing. So Saturday, April 1st, Austin Theory is going to say, I'm having a United States Championship Open Challenge at WrestleMania. Then we're all going to be here for the prediction video speculating, okay, who is it going to be? Well, we all know who it's going to be. It's going to be John Cena facing Austin Theory, and I do believe Austin Theory is going to defeat John Cena at WrestleMania.
Ooh, hot take.
All right, well, as far as my second pick, I know we're going to get Seth Rollins and Logan Paul at WrestleMania. And I don't
Seems like
see
a
that.
certainty.
I don't. And that is 100% confirmed for WrestleMania already. I don't see it being for the title because if they put it on Seth again, then are you going to have Logan Paul beat Rollins and have Logan Paul as the United States Championship?
Oh god.
This will be Logan Paul's fourth match, but second time going for a championship. So I don't see Seth and Logan for a champion. Johnny Gargano, I don't feel it right now with him. Bronson, he's a dark horse. He came back to WWE in December, help out The Miz against Dexter Lumis. I don't see that happening. Damian Priest, I don't see. I'm actually going to tell you this. My secondary pick, I am going with Montez Ford as my second because I believe they want a baby face to come at the end of the Elimination Chamber with the final two. I do believe Austin Theory and Montez Ford should be the final two, and the crowd is going to get behind Montez Ford to a point that Montez Ford could pull this off and have the biggest win of his career. But it's too early for Montez Ford to win a championship at this big stage. So I have Montez Ford. I do see Montez Ford as a singles championship down the road. I know everybody's saying about the Street Profits breaking up. I don't see them breaking up. I would rather see them replace Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin and put MVP, Bobby Lashley, Omos, and the Street Profits in the new Hurt Business.
Don't forget Carmelo Hayes.
Yep.
Carmelo Hayes, he has a future ahead of him, I feel like, and I don't think it's going to end necessarily, but it certainly will stand and deliver, and we'll be talking more about that soon enough. But a very interesting take, Chris, and fair rumor-based booking for what could be ahead for many of the individuals involved here. So I approve. James, majority do believe that Austin Theory is going to come out still United States champion. As far as secondary, they are kind of all over the place, split pretty even between, okay, Theory could maybe still win this, but if not, it could be Seth freaking Rollins. But overall, everybody does seem to be backing out more Montez Ford. So Montez Ford already had a breakout singles match against Seth freaking Rollins at one point on Raw when Seth was the maniacal heel with the weirdest drip ever. So again, is this match a breakout for Montez Ford to maybe become the next bright singles mid-carder some point after WrestleMania? What's your take on this?
Simply put, I believe that Theory is winning, and he's my primary. I think everything that Chris said is actually pretty on point. If they don't have Theory winning, my second pick is going to be Montez Ford, and I think he's going up against Cena for the U.S. title. I actually could see them do a face versus face deal if they go with Montez, but didn't even know about the Wheel of Fortune thing up until Chris mentioned it, so that kind of changes my my predictions a little bit. So
yeah, I think that's
fair. Y'all talk about the celebrity version of Wheel of Fortune.
It's probably the Sunday night.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I got to mute quick and go off camera because my dad keeps calling me. So
guys, it's not a celebrity version of Wheel of Fortune. It's a WWE version with the superstars playing with normal people.
Yeah.
Oh.
The only celebrity they did do one with the Miz, and they did do one with
Xavier Woods.
With Xavier Woods, yeah, they both played for charity. They were the only two WWE superstars. But Wheel of Fortune is also looking for Star Wars fans to do a Star Wars themed Wheel of Fortune set in a week or so. They wanted WWE fans. They're saying, hey, if you want to, are you a WWE fan? Try out, and we're going to pair you off with somebody, and they'll be your partner, and you'll play Wheel of Fortune regularly.
Wow, that is really, really going out there for Wheel of Fortune, despite the fact it's been on for like 40 plus years. That's the first I've ever heard of. Definitely Wheel of Fortune. The last time I thought about wrestlers in a game show was when Bob Barker was the guest host of Monday Night Raw. And then
you know what's funny? My last memory of a game show involving wrestlers was the TNA Knockouts versus Wrestlers Family Feud.
Yes, I was going to say that. Steve Harvey was all over them knockouts, especially Tara and that leather. Hello.
And it was big back in the day of Ray Combs in the early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That was when it was big too.
Yeah.
Dude, Lacey Von Erich, dude. Steve Harvey would have been all over that if he wasn't a married man. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And you mentioned Wheel of Fortune. It's not like they haven't had a past, because who was at WrestleMania back in the day? Vanna White.
WrestleMania 4.
So there we go. And so, I mean, the connection has always been there.
Didn't I say something?
WrestleMania goes hot, but you do like a WrestleMania package for the mystery or a prize thing or even a gift tag. I mean, I could definitely see that. But yeah, WWE and Wheel of Fortune, though, in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't they say something sometime back that Pat Sajak and Vanna White was going to have some play some sort of role in WrestleMania this year? Now that he brings that up, it seemed like I remember hearing something about that.
Possible.
I can see them making a cameo, if nothing else. Again, it's Hollywood. I'm expecting all sorts of cameos, and 80% of them are probably not even going to be.
Go ahead.
One more celebrity game show at WrestleMania, WrestleMania 6. Alex Trebek was there.
Alex Trebek, yep.
He's passed on. That's why I figured it wouldn't be.
Hey, listen, Ken Jennings right now.
Ken Jennings and Mayan Balak are both polarizing to the Jeopardy hard faithful. All right, I will say that for the record.
Why?
Because I'm not Alex Trebek.
It's OL. Ken Jennings was like the best contestant they ever had.
True that.
That is true.
All right, Jeff. Again, I talked about the stats, and I'm kind of with the majority here. I do think Austin Theory is going to escape with the title ever since he's adopted this new attitude where he's no longer worried about, okay, let me put this on my Instagram. And actually now cares about that he's holding the title. I do think it's going to be Montez Ford's shining moment to prove something, not only to himself, but to WWE. Invest more in me. Give me more opportunities. Although it might be at the expense of a tag team. But again, tag team wrestling, WWE, it never lives, folks. I'm just saying. Yeah. So, yeah, I believe Austin Theory is primary for me. And Ford's going to be my secondary because I see the most promise, as James is praying. So, Jeff, what's your thoughts on this chamber match? Do you have a similar outlook, or do you think differently?
Well, before I answer that, there is one other game show that I can think of that's kind of recent. Meredith Vieira hosts 25 Words or Less. Yep, they've had the New Day. They've had Apollo Crews. They've had Ali. They've had. It's actually a pretty cool game show. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. You can YouTube it. And it's actually really fun to watch.
One of these days, I'm not going to do wrestling with y'all. I'll just do a game show with y'all, and I'll just host and produce it.
There you go.
Hey, I'm in. As far as this match, I go with everybody here with Austin Theory as the main winner. I see him. Back when we've seen champions start the match, I don't think he's going to start. I think he's coming in last.
We don't know if he's going to be last or first. There was no qualifier or anything, which they kind of done Stat Boy kind of in and out with these chamber matches. Yeah. Neither of these have that.
Right. And I think that this is where Austin will be coming in dead last to retain his title. My secondary pick, and might I say that I'm going to change it because I hate spoilers. I hate rumors. I hate spoilers. They completely I can't stand them. My original pick was going to be Damian Priest. Put a title on someone in the Judgment Day. You know, they're this big, powerful group. They're missing one thing, and right now it is gold. And Damian Priest would be a good one to start with. However, unfortunately, with what Chris has said, I am going to change that to Montez Ford. I believe that he is going to be one of the final two that is in the match. It is going to come down to Theory and Ford, and it's not going to disappoint. between the two of them. Absolutely not. I would like to see Gargano with the title, having Dexter Loomis play a part in it. That would be pretty cool to
Dexter
see.
Loomis been doing lately?
Yeah. Bronson Reed, awesome competitor. We've seen him not only NXT, but we've seen him in other organizations too. And well deserving of a title in his own right. So everybody in this match is deserving of a title. Seth Rollins, however, and this is what really chapped my butt about this rumor thing. I was debating between Damian and Seth being the runner-up, the secondary.
Right.
But with him reminding us that he has a match with Logan Paul, that immediately eliminates him. But I was hoping Damian, but I've got to change it to Montez. He is the shining star, unfortunately, because I love the Street Profits. He is the shining star of the team. Angelo Dawkins
have that outlook.
Yeah. I mean, you take Michaels and Jannetty, who came out on top on that one. Who was the most shining star on that team? Michaels, obviously. And there are other teams that you could go on this with too, like Stan Lane, Bobby Eaton. Bobby, to me, was the shiniest star out of the team. I mean, he's the one that everybody really remembers. Like, I had to really stop and think of Stan Lane, but it's just every team has a shining star. Montez is a shining star of the Street Profits. He is not going to disappoint in this match. He's going to give it all, and he's going to be this close of pinning Theory, and then Theory will turn it around and take the victory. So that's those are my picks.
I can see Montez Ford and Austin Theory having like the aftermath to a finale, like Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan did in the WWE Elimination Chamber, with how much I feel like they are investing in Montez Ford, but also what we know Montez Ford is capable of. Like I said, he hung with Seth Rollins 15 damn minutes alone in an exhibition match. Just saying. Montez Ford is a guaranteed singles champion to happen some point. Damian Priest, former United States champion. Johnny Gargano, former NXT North American, NXT tag team. Nothing yet on the main roster. Ciampa's injured. Will they reunite DIY? Dexter Loomis lurking somewhere.
Right.
That's a thing. Bronson Reed wants more of Mrs. Money. I don't know if they have a business obligation or anything like that. So, yeah, I feel like everything pretty much checks out that the two most viable are Austin Theory and Montez Ford. And Bizarro World, why not have a shocking moment? Something that really just makes the crowd go, oh my gosh! That would be kind of crazy. Montez Ford won the United States Championship, and both he and Bianca Belair are champions on Monday Night Raw. Right. But yeah, I think Austin Theory is retained, but Montez Ford is my secondary.
I'll be right back.
All right, good stuff. Well, that being said, everybody, great thoughts, great analysis, and again, this rumor mill by Chris definitely has everybody thinking differently. And again, rumors are just rumors. Seeing is believing. That is why I look at stuff as it happens. I don't buy into anything I read, because that's just that, read. But again, we will read soon enough in what actually will be happening at WrestleMania as we continue to move forward towards that. But again, tomorrow night, it is the Elimination Chamber. So, folks, get your predictions in if you haven't already. Again, you got till 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night, and then I make your predictions final and close the forum. We talked a lot, we jabbed a lot, we fantasy booked a lot, but I think there's been enough general talk because, folks, it's time for the main event. I know that Cody talks about finish the story. Will we see a story finish or reach a climax come tomorrow and the speak of the internet wrestling community come Sunday morning? Because here we go. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship. 900 plus days and reigning. The head of the table, the tribal chief, the man that is on another level. God mode. Greatness, unlike anything else. Roman Reigns with the special counsel, the wise man, Paul Heyman in the corner. Taking on Montreal's very own, formerly honorary Uso, but no longer that, has his original WWE last name back. Sami Zayn. I'm just going to say this right now before I pass up to Chris because he's wearing the shirt for a reason to kick things off. So you better set it off with a good pace. It is not just about the results. It's about the
story.
story. Chris, speak.
Well, I'm going to tell you a lot has changed over a month with Sami Zayn coming into the bloodline. And it was working so well with Sami Zayn joining the bloodline until Sami had enough and he turned on the bloodline at the Royal Rumble. We talked about what was the end game with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns in the bloodline. Sami turns on Roman. We got the match at the Elimination Chamber. The original plans for this match and the finish is, I personally believe what I've said on the Wrestling Roundtable, back at after the Royal Rumble. I said it to Jeff. I said it to Noah. I'm saying it to all you guys. I do believe the Usos are going to be at Elimination Chamber tomorrow night because I feel they got cleared to travel to Canada just for one day, do the show, and then that is it. I do believe we're going to see a similar thing what we saw at the Royal Rumble. I do believe Jey Uso is going to cost not Roman. I botched that up. Jey Uso is going to cost Sami Zayn the match tomorrow night. And then that will set up the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And I do believe that is going to take place WrestleMania Saturday. If it's the main event, they deserve it. If not, it's still going to be a good show no matter what. Overall, what I saw with the promo this week about Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, I enjoyed the promo on Monday night. It made me think a little bit on this. Cody says, finish your story because I tend to finish my story at WrestleMania. It made us believe, are we going to see Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn at WrestleMania? It made us think otherwise. Is Sami going to be the one to dethrone Roman? And we didn't even know that Sami was going to be the one. We could wake up Sunday morning with Sami Zayn as undisputed WWE Universal Champion. That, I don't see it happening. As badly as we all want Sami to be a world champion, as badly as Sami Zayn says he wants to be WrestleMania main event material, I feel in a way Triple H thinks Sami Zayn is not WrestleMania main event material just yet. I don't think he has material yet. My prediction is this. You don't bet against Roman Reigns. I think tomorrow night, I'm sticking it. I'm saying it now. Roman Reigns is going to walk out tomorrow night in Montreal, still the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, and Roman Reigns will get the heat heading into his match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Now we're going to get Roman versus Cody Rhodes at Mania, and Cody Rhodes has said he is open for a triple threat match for the undisputed Universal Champion. If that was to happen, then I believe if you want to make it happen, you got to split the championships up. That's the only thing you got to do. You could have one fall for the Universal Championship and the other fall for the WWE Championship. That's the only way this will work. But what would happen with the Usos and Kevin Owens, I don't know. But that's why they are better off having Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania. Now, what happens at WrestleMania with Roman and Cody is Cody going to finish his story, or is Roman going to continue to be the undisputed champion, and is Roman going to hit 1,000 days? We're going to have to wait and see what all pans out when it comes to WrestleMania.
All right. Well, he definitely gave a lot of food for thought. That was definitely on my mind. And a couple things I didn't think about. As you see, I took notes of what he said, and they're across the ticker. James, your hand is next, so I will let you go next. So, rebuttal, your prediction. What do you think will happen? What's ahead for WrestleMania? Finish the story.
I think there's a couple things that people forget, right? While it's still got some Vinceisms that you're not going to totally get away from, at least for a few years, because that type of booking takes time. You don't want to rush through changing everything on the fly, because we saw how that worked for WCW. That didn't work well.
Yeah.
So I think that while they will still be present for a little bit, this is a Triple H run product. He's treating the B shows, and Elimination Chamber is a big thing showing this. They matter in the build-up for the general story going into the entire year.
Right. Yep.
We still have WrestleMania Backlash. That's a thing, too. So I think what's going to happen is Sammy somehow, some way is going to get screwed by the Bloodline. Not necessarily by the Usos, but by the Bloodline. And it's going to set up to one main event match for Sammy, with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on the Usos night 1. Night 2 is going to be Cody versus Roman. WrestleMania Backlash is where we're going to see Sammy versus Cody for the WWE Universal Championship, because he's going to have both titles. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that's how they're going to build it up. I think it's going to be a 3-part story that takes place 2 nights of WrestleMania, and then the Mania, the pay-per-view after Mania Backlash. I think that's how they're going to build it up, because, again, Triple H is running this product now. Even if Sammy and Kevin Owens win the tag team titles, which they will, who's to say that Cody wouldn't give them the first shot at the championship?
Fair. The fair take. I mean, again, mutual respect. I mean, he talked about, again, wished his friend the best. May the best man win here. So I definitely can appreciate that. Dwayne, James rebuttal, apparently, shout out to Mikey T. Go follow Report Card Radio, folks. He believes that's a SummerSlam match. Again, we're talking about Triple H produced. Let's put this in mind. First, fully calendar year, from beginning to end, creatively produced and guided Triple H WWE. He only came in halfway through last year. He already gave us a hell of a start with the Royal Rumble, and we have not been more invested or engaged or just thinking about the road to WrestleMania in a long time. For the first time, I feel like WrestleMania does not feel like a one-match centered show. There's so much more going into it, but this has so much already going into it, and we don't even know truly what the destination holds. And is WrestleMania the final destination? So, Dwayne, what's your thoughts? Do you think it could go as far as what James said? Could they even maybe take this all the way to SummerSlam? What's your thoughts on this match?
The way I see it right now, he's got, 904 days as of right now. So why take it off?
I'll give you the exact number, but I think you're pretty close.
He's right.
Okay, yep, you're right. Thank you.
So why take it off him now until he hits 1,000 days? He's got this close already. He's what? The next person he's supposed to beat is what? Hogan. That's what 3.5 years. I ain't saying they're going to take it that long, but I'm just saying I don't see why they need to take it off them until it hits at least 1,000. I never, spoiler alert, I never really thought Roman was going to lose at Mania anyway. And unless they can change my mind between now and the next 6 weeks, I still don't think he is. I think he's going to keep it all the way up until at least SummerSlam at tops. They're not going to have him win at WrestleMania just to turn around and lose it at B. I call it B pay-per-view. But
makes sense.
As far as how this match goes, I don't know how they're going to play it out. I'm not even going to sit here. So many scenarios you can play it out how they're going to do it. You know, in the end, Roman's still keeping the title. He's walking out with it. I don't know if this could be one of those matches y'all was talking about earlier, where it could be a, you know, not a winner in the end, which I don't know why they wouldn't do something like that. You know, no, send the crowd home either happy or pissed off. You know.
Yeah, this is over, by the way, and they'll let you know if they're pissed off as long as it doesn't end like Hell in the Cell 2019.
My only thought about this being in Montreal is, please God, do not give us another Montreal Screwjob.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to. But final pick, I'm going with Roman. If you guys will excuse me, I have to take off now. So if that's all right with y'all.
That's all good, brother.
You have anything to plug before you go?
I'm sorry?
You have anything to plug or promote before you go?
Y'all can just follow me on Twitter, Florida Gator Fan. It's FL Gator Fan. Other than that, you can follow me on Facebook as well, Dwayne Atkinson.
Hey, Dwayne, always appreciate you, brother. See you down the road for the
Have
next
prediction.
See you, bud.
Go Panthers.
There you go. Support the man. Dwayne Atkinson, ladies and gents. All right. Let's see here. Again, a lot of food for thought. But right now, as far as the titles, I do think Roman's gonna, leave with them. It just comes down to what's gonna be the end picture. I don't want to see rest KO. You forgive me. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. That should be organically built into WrestleMania for the first time ever. I would love to see a tag title match main event of WrestleMania night. Now, truth be told, that does mean that the Royal Rumble winner does not get the main event spot at WrestleMania, but Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, it's going to be what's going to be, I feel like. SummerSlam, which I'm planning to go to because it's in Detroit, going all the way there and revisiting Seth friggin' Rollins, I know they had the trilogy, Mikey, but I don't know, man. And again, the fact that, I'm going to call it like I see it. Seth Rollins becoming the Triple H of WrestleMania. I don't even know if the celebrity is going to lose to him. I'm just going to put that out there right now. But not going too far ahead, I'm simply going to say that I do think Roman will still be the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. And then there were two people left. Stat Boy, believe it or not, it is not unanimous in my freaking league for everybody Roman Reigns. Two brave souls picked Sami Zayn, leaving with the titles.
Only two?
Only two.
Only two. Let me give you the point.
Two.
Let me.
What's your thoughts on this?
Okay. First, let me confirm. It's 9:01. 9:04 will be on Monday. Because let's face it, I love Sammy, El Generico, all the way back in the day. Does he want the title? I think he wants revenge more than the title, unless the revenge is taking the title from Roman. But let me get this little. Let me play the Paul Heyman card here. But not with Paul Heyman, of course.
Right.
What if Cody decides to get a little bit involved? Because there are rumors that it could end up being a triple threat at WrestleMania. Cody costs Roman the match. Remember, I know your rule is make it official. Is your rule the winner of the match, or who wins the title?
Who leaves with the gold? Period.
Okay. Who leaves with the gold? Roman, hands down. Leaves with the gold.
All right.
I gotta say, if something happens, if the Usos come down, because don't forget, SmackDown is in less than an hour. SmackDown is in Canada tonight because it's the whole buildup. If the Usos show up tonight, you know they're going to show up tomorrow. And that'll squash that entire Twitter thing that, are the Usos allowed in Canada? Find out in an hour.
Right.
The Usos can play the card. Do you think we're going to listen to the tribal chief? We're doing our own thing, Us. We're the tag team champions. And this is probably Jimmy talking to Solo, because Jay is still the wild card. We don't know what the hell Jay's doing. We don't. Okay, Jay and Sammy, they're doing the whole thing.
the handshake.
Yeah, the hand thing. Okay, they respect each other, so we don't know what's going to happen. Watch SmackDown in an hour. Here's the screw job part of it, and I posed this question on Sports Bar. If they want to if they never want us to forget on what happened in Montreal, who puts who in the sharpshooter? Does Sammy get the pop and put Roman in the sharpshooter, and the crowd goes wild, and Roman's going to fight to get out of the sharpshooter, and he's going to put his hands on the ropes, and then somebody comes out and messes up the match? Or does Roman get a ton of heat and put Sammy in the sharpshooter? Oh my God, Sammy never tapped out. Sammy didn't pass out. It's 1997 all over again.
Throw trash in the ring.
Answer that question. Answer the two questions. What if Cody shows up to screw in the match, and who puts who in the sharpshooter?
I didn't think about that. And again, I feel like the Bizarro world, this will be worse than Hulk Hogan and the WCW stint that caused trash to be thrown in the ring. This will be worse than Aces and Eights, Bully Ray, steel cage, where they were throwing glass beer bottles over the cage. This will be worse than the riots that broke out after Seth friggin' Rollins and The Fiend, hell in a cell. But if you want heat, the heat has to be on the blood as a whole if you're going to promote the tag title match and the world title match, no matter their setups to unfold, in my opinion. The number one thing I think that has happened with this story, you have to have as much heat as possible on the bloodline as a whole. Roman Reigns is already going to have the heat because, again, he's going up against the hometown hero, Sami Zayn. So he's already going to have a good level of heat. But the blood as a whole, when, again, Jey Uso, does he do a double turn here? Like you said, again, brother, friend, blood thicker than water. Water and oil, they don't mix. There's so many things to figure about that could go in this match. But you also talk about the Usos tonight on SmackDown. Paul Heyman, the wise man, literally said from Roman, and I quote, he does not want you to at Elimination Chamber. He wants you all watching on from home. Because sometimes more happens from the TV screen perspective than actually at the arena. I really do feel like already Roman Reigns knows Jey Uso and Sami Zayn's little parking lot altercation. And Sami Zayn will be on SmackDown tonight, of course, like you said, because it's the belt in. So, again, so many different elements. We don't know how the story is going to unfold. But Cody Rhodes coming in here just as a wild factor, not only talk about finishing a story, maybe trying to write what was going to be part of the finish. That's a hot take I didn't think about, because I honestly don't see Cody Rhodes involved at all. He may be there. I did not think Cody Rhodes was going to be at all, even as appearance-wise, at the Mr. Chamber, unless they decide, for whatever reason, during the pre-show, to have a backstage interview with Cody Rhodes, and then he just goes on and does the work in the next town for Monday Night Raw. But that being said, Jeff, you're taking it home. Everything that's been said, everything across the ticker, your mind constantly thinking. So imagine what else you might be thinking that hasn't been covered, if nothing else hasn't been covered. So what's your take on this story? The size of Reigns, lead with the gold. Where are we going into WrestleMania?
Okay, first of all, you had mentioned that, he's sitting at 901, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does WWE have a pay-per-view on Saturday, May 27th? That would be day 1000.
I'm on it.
All right. I know that the next one that I know of is July 1st. Is already scheduled for Money in the Bank.
Right.
That's already set in stone. So with Backlash being in either late April, early May, would they put a pay-per-view at the end of May and not have another one until July 1st? Could. They very well could. So
True.
There's
no fast lane. There's no roadblock. You had nothing in December, so they could literally take a month.
So if that's the case, and they do, there's where he loses his title.
Okay,
if they
here's
have a
what I
pay-per-view.
got.
Yeah.
What you got?
After WrestleMania, there is nothing in May. It's just July Money in the Bank in London.
So they have, but that surprises me that they would go like 2 months, 2.5 months
They have
without
to figure out a
anything.
day.
They've got to
I
have
feel like
something.
WrestleMania Backlash. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the graphic on the freaking hype video showcase for Peacock WWE section showed a WrestleMania Backlash graphic.
Right. And the thing is, like with the reason, another reason why I said that is because this lands on a Saturday. WWE pay-per-views lately have been more or less on a Saturday. So does he possibly lose the title the night before on SmackDown at day 999? Could that be a possibility?
TV change.
I mean, you've got so many different branches of this tree that could be possible. I like the idea of Sami Zayn leaving as champion. He has not had a main title since NXT.
Dan Kevin
We're not talking Intercontinental. We're not talking the mid card. We're talking main.
Yep.
He deserves a title, a singles main title. A part of me wants to go Sami Zayn being in Montreal with the fact of him and Jay having this little fist bump thing. They've got something going on. Could that mean that the Owens, Zayn versus Usos are put on the back burner? I mean, we've got questions. This is why I love this storyline. I love WWE simply because of this storyline. It has kept me on my seat for the last 9 to 12 months, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. This is where WWE is really pumping those gears and making people think lately, especially with this.
Yep.
I have Roman leaving as the champion. However, if Sammy happens to leave as champion, I will be more than happy to lose these points.
Yeah.
And I would be completely fine with this because of what we saw Cody and Sammy on Raw with that segment. I could honestly see that as a match. But I also see the titles being split because if Cody wins the title, we already know he's bringing back that freaking Eagle belt, baby. That's one belt. Does that mean that the Universal title and the heavyweight title will be unified finally as one and there's no more Universal title? Or does SmackDown get their title back? Or Raw get their title back? That's the thing. It's like we don't know how this is going to work. And that's what makes this so fun lately. It's like we don't know.
I agree. I have idea. If Cody brings back Winged Eagle, you could do the good thing and make
Big Gold.
You can make. I wouldn't even go Big Gold because that's an overdone one. It's a beautiful belt, overdone though.
Fair.
My thing is, why not bring back the Undisputed Championship? That thing's a beauty.
Yeah.
Bring that back and make that the Universal title because if you're going to bring back old designs, have a title to represent the universe.
And Cody's not. He brought back the old style Intercontinental belt, which we all know and love.
Yeah.
The oval was okay. This one sucks. It's a replica of the 24/7 championship. That is exactly what this is.
It's actually a knockoff of a Progress Championship, but I do understand what you're saying because.
But I mean, the font on the belt is the same the same setup. It sucks. Okay.
To be fair,
if you're gonna bring back Big Gold, not Big Gold, but the Eagle, please do it because Cody has been known to do this. And he's already teased it on social media. He's teased the picture of the Eagle belt. So damn well he's going to win it, and damn well that's the title he's going to have.
And
however,
finally,
I think
they'll have their champion. They would have their
I think
they would have their
yeah,
championship.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
and I think that's when you'll see the following night on Raw. Yes, he'll leave WrestleMania with both belts, but the following night on Raw is when we get our first look of the Eagle belt right there in front of us. Thank God. That's all I can say. Thank God.
That the Raw after WrestleMania is going to be even more historic
Yes.
than you possibly imagine.
I mean,
it's going to be like the likes we haven't seen in years.
Absolutely,
If that
because we've seen in the past what the Raw after WrestleMania has brought us. So many chants coming from this lively crowd. The one memorable, New Jersey. The New Jersey crowd on the Raw after Mania was absolutely insane.
Yes, they
And
were.
the best one I've ever heard. And I go back and I've watched each and every one of them. To be completely honest, and that has got to be the one that sticks out the most as far as the electricity and everything.
I feel like the Raw after WrestleMania has not felt as a whole that super unpredictable, must-see, wild hype night since these WrestleManias have gotten longer, but also the fact that we also had to go for a pandemic. So, and the WWE going through like shifts of business and this person, that person. Again, this truly could be the Raw to WrestleMania we, the fans, have been needing for who knows how long.
Right. Exactly. Which is why I think that Cody's going to win it at WrestleMania because, yeah, you'll get a good pop with Roman, but you're going to get an even bigger one with Cody on top.
James, what do you got to say here?
I just want to point out also, you mentioned that this build has been so unpredictable and so exciting. This match has basically made the entire card feel that way.
Pretty much.
It is looking like it's going to be the best WrestleMania card, genuinely from like top to bottom, and I don't in years, probably since Mania 17.
And then once this whole thing has culminated, and we've reached the end of the story of the bloodline, now what?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question.
Exactly.
Now what? Makes you want to think of what's going to happen for you to watch.
Is it going to be like The Godfather where Heyman and Roman Reigns are in a boat and then Heyman from behind just pulls out the gun and separates ties?
Yeah, who knows? But here's another thing. Here's another thing I want to point out as well, because we're looking at one contingent because this is a WWE thing as well.
Right.
Wrestling is on a high right now if Mania goes well. On top of that happening, this literally just happened hours ago as we're recording. Everybody remember the rumor that was going around that Jericho hated Punk?
Yeah.
Jericho tweeted hours ago today, reminiscing of his match at WrestleMania 24 with Punk.
Right.
WrestleMania 28. I always loved working with CM Punk. And added CM Punk. Added him. Bro. Does anybody realize what's about to happen right now? Like, I've been calling this now for a while because we've seen him on the trailers on AEW programming.
You have.
But this basically means that AEW's about to go on a freaking rise up again. WWE is on the come up. This could be big this year for Mania, for wrestling as a whole. As
the industry as a whole could be in the brightest light it hasn't seen in years.
Things with two factors just came up. Cody saying what he said about the brawl out stuff, and then Jericho tweeting that out. And then you got this whole build up with Mania. This could be a seriously big boom period for wrestling.
Question.
Like, really big.
Boss, go ahead, Statboy. What's on your mind?
Do you think that Jericho could have said he was distinguishing the character from Phil Brooks? Do you think he was saying, I like working with CM Punk, but I don't like Phil Brooks?
I would if he just vague tweeted about it. Problem is he added straight up CM Punk.
Okay.
So that's where I think that if there was heat and it was legit, why is he adding him on Twitter about loving to work with the guy?
Well, James, I'm just gonna say this. Revolution is called Revolution for a reason when it first started.
Right.
And this year, Revolution might have more merit in name value, not just for AEW, but for the wrestling industry as a whole. When you figure about the ultimate bad guy now, it seems, of the game, Roman Reigns, going to collide with what's trying to be the ultimate saving grace of the industry,
Yeah.
based on a family name legacy, on an incredible journey to finish the story, Cody Rhodes. But we first have to get through tomorrow night, and we definitely have to see the final teaser tonight. Chris, what
Yeah.
you got?
Well, I have something to add on to this, and I've been doing fantasy booking here.
Okay.
All right, shoot the breeze. Why not?
Well, we know Roman's going to retain tomorrow. Then we go into
seems pretty
Then
inevitable,
we go into
honestly.
WrestleMania. What if they decide to have the bloodline retain, and then what they could do is at WrestleMania Backlash, you could have a 6-man tag team match with the bloodline versus Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens for the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion and the Tag Team Championships.
All gold on the line. Yeah.
All
All or
gold on the
nothing.
line. Or
Yeah.
if they don't want to go with that route, I could see the Usos losing the tag titles, Roman keeping the championship, because I heard that at WrestleMania Backlash in Saudi Arabia, aka Contract Reducted,
Damn it.
that Roman Reigns is set to have a match at WrestleMania Backlash. So that technically means, and that's indicating that I think Roman is going to retain at WrestleMania, fight whoever they're going to pick at WrestleMania Backlash. And I personally believe that I feel Roman is going to keep the Undisputed Champion all the way till SummerSlam. And I believe who will be the better opponent and the better superstar to take this championship and take it all from Roman. I know James said about CM Punk. I would love for CM Punk to come back to WWE and possibly,
That's
and
super
I
cool.
heard this, Triple H would love to have CM Punk back in WWE, talk things out, and CM Punk is about
Bless
CM
you.
Punk is about
Thank you.
business. I
True.
think on the business side, I think CM Punk takes the champions off of Roman Reigns. That would be a big moment for CM Punk, because CM Punk, he never wanted to be AEW World Champion in the first place. He
Right.
never wanted to. I believe if he wants to be a world champion, go back to WWE, and you could even have CM Punk main event a premium live event and put the champion on him. But that is like fantasy. I believe SummerSlam, we're looking at Roman Reigns versus the guy that pinned Roman Reigns back in 2000, I think 2012 or 13, in that gauntlet match, Jey Uso. And Jey Uso is the one to dethrone Roman Reigns.
Wow. Stat Boy, what's up?
I forgot to mention this is the second time Sammy and Roman have faced for the Universal title. The first one was back in it was on an episode of
2021.
SmackDown. Yeah, yes. So and other than that, they have not had very many matches. They've of course teamed together, but nothing big there. So I want to throw that stat out there.
One quick thing that I heard him say is like about Punk coming back.
Mm-hmm.
In a world with Vince, it would never happen. In a world with Triple H, I could see it happening.
Yes.
And the only reason why I say this is that he works well with Triple H. I mean, after all, he did wear Triple H's blazer while he was doing commentary. So I'm just saying. So it's like, you know, they have shown respect online. So it's like, and we know that Vince and that's why Punk left is because of Vince. And with Vince no longer in charge, everything's under the Triple H regime. I could definitely see this. And I really would not mind seeing Jericho come back to have that match with Punk one more time. That was an amazing match.
My point is, if it does happen, it's probably
if.
I doubt it will be in WWE.
Right. Well, I mean, it could. You never know. Now these days, you really never know.
Well, that's the thing. Well, here's another thing.
Yeah.
I say never say never has never been more official.
Right.
Since 2023.
And I was going to also say this too. You know, the fact that AEW is being mentioned by guys in WWE and it's like not an issue. The fact that AEW guys are allowed to be backstage and it's not really that big of a deal.
Yep.
Even though they're making it like that online because they just are, because of course they are. But like the fact that that's happening, and then you got Tony Khan being probably the most tame I've ever heard him be about WWE ever, with the whole, I think we legitimately hate each other. Something tells me that they're working an angle here that we're not seeing for the long haul. There's a very big possibility that Punk and Roman happens at Forbidden Door. Imagine that fucking possibility too.
Don't forget, WWE and New Japan have been on the same book. When Mercedes Moné debuted, you had FTR backstage. You had Naomi backstage. You had Bailey. Backstage.
Mm-hmm.
I have a picture of all 5 of them together. I mean,
there were 5 of them. Jesus.
Yeah, Jeff. To go along with that, Mercedes Moné is challenging Kyrie for the IWGP Women's Championship tomorrow night in San Francisco, California. Bailey is not booked for Elimination Chamber. Now, is that just coincidental? Can we actually expect Bailey to show up in Montreal or in San Jose?
I see her showing up in San Jose. First of all, that's Bailey's hometown. Why would she not? So, you know, you stop and think. I think she's going to be there, and we're going to see her with a picture of Mercedes Moné as the new IWGP Women's Heavyweight Champion. I think that's going to happen. Yeah, right. I think that. Yeah, I think that's going to happen. You will see her there.
Look, if it means that eventually I get Kana versus Kyrie, take my damn money,
bro.
Right.
There's a lot that could happen.
True.
That listen, it all happens after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But Mania is the building blocks to what could be a better industry going forward. And look, I'm here for it. Been here for it. I've been advocating for it for the longest time.
WrestleMania, the true reset of the WWE now and forever. But before we get there, tomorrow night, guys, we must endure what the story will look like come the end of Elimination Chamber. With that being said, I think that's where we will conclude this incredibly engaging, invested, intriguing, mind-boggling discussion and predicting of this WPM Live event. So thank you, everybody, once again for tuning in to, we went for 2 hours. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Hope you enjoyed the entertainment and fun. There's always more of this, and you guys are welcome to be a part of this too. Reach out to me, reach out to Jeff, reach out to James, reach out to Chris. If we know you're a passionate wrestling fan with an open mind and a kind heart, we'd love to have you part of the fun too. So before we conclude, let's go ahead and talk about where people can further engage with us too. Stat Boy, always a pleasure. Always appreciate your research, your takes, your rants. Looking forward to what's ahead down the road, especially with what's coming up in March. But before we conclude, anything you want to promote, where can we find you?
Watch Stat Boy Sports Bar featuring Dory Lou Tuesdays at 7 o'clock on the Casa D18 Studios and the Multiverse of Media. We are done with the NFL season. We are focusing on the XFL. We're finishing up hockey. We've got 9 weeks of hockey before the Stanley Cup is awarded. And Daytona 500, I believe, is this weekend as well. That's starting off a NASCAR season, so we'll be discussing about that. Of course, tonight is SmackDown. Tomorrow is the Elimination Chamber watch-along. Please watch along with us and leave your comments as we find out what's going to happen in Montreal. You can follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Follow Dory Lou at Hathaway Lou. And I love you all. Thank you all for watching. I will say Statboy out.
Simple as that. Appreciate you always, man. Chris, again, man, you got a lot to look up to this year because the analyst Michael Wayne, the original and two-time No DQ Guys Edition champion, is coming directly after you. As this is just event 2 in WWE's predictions late 2023. You gave a lot of thought. Good luck to you. And if you want to plug, where can we find you?
Well, it's always been a pleasure coming on the panel videos and chatting with my best people here tonight. The next time you'll be seeing me will be next Friday for Impact's No Surrender special. So I'll be on next Friday with Noah Foster, Jerry Slaughter next week, and many more people to come next.
Who knows who's there?
Who knows? So I'll be on next Friday, and then the week after we will be back. Maybe we'll do tentative plans, maybe Thursday, Friday, or maybe even Saturday, when we will be doing AEW's Revolution pay-per-view, where you guys will get to see Bryan Danielson versus MJF for the AEW World Championship in a 60-minute Iron Man match. It's going to be, that match is going to be a banger. But where you guys can find me at is my Instagram, CMROTZ_6472. My Snapchat is C_Rod17. My Twitter is uppercase C R lowercase OTZ24. My Facebook is Christopher Rods. Just hit me up and I will be more than welcome to talk to you about wrestling, talk about sports, talk about life, talk about whatever. So just hit me up, and I want to give a shout out to my mom. She's doing a good job with battling stage 1 breast cancer next Friday. I can't wait for this all thing to be over with. Next Friday is her final day with radiation. So I'm looking forward on her completing stage 1 breast cancer, and she'll be having the best life after that.
Amen to that, brother. Great to hear and always appreciate it. James, again, man, we've got open mic night tomorrow, but we'll also be calling Joe Hendry and Moose round 2 next week, Friday night on No Surrender. But is there anything you want to plug, where can we find you?
You all can find me on youtube.com/user/JHebertside95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. Check out upcoming after Mania from the looks of things, just because the schedule is so hectic for me. Don DeMarco show where we will be going on a Tech 9 binge, and it's going to be people that Tech 9 has collabed with. If you're a fan of rap, definitely stay tuned for that. Check that out. Go on to Owen the Talkinator's YouTube channel. That is going to be a thing for a lot of things going on that are non-wrestling. Owen Finch, for those who don't know, runs the Wrestling Fortune 44 channel also, but he also likes non-wrestling stuff. He's going to be doing Owen and AJ Talks there. He's going to be bringing the Retro Movie Review series, and hopefully we get some other shows. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, jerk point. Maybe. Tentatively on the schedule as time goes on. So definitely subscribe to that channel. Search up Owen the Talkinator. Check out his wrestling YouTube channel as well, because we got New Year's Resolution 05 and 06 up right now. After I get off the air here and I'm done eating dinner, I'm going to be doing a solo retro of Survivor Series 2002 in honor of the Elimination Chamber. That video will be out tomorrow at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be on the lookout for all of that on that channel, youtube.com/user/wrestling fortune 44. On Luke Lynch's channel, aka Casey Gallagher. You can find him on youtube.com/user/metalnut1120. All one word. You can check out Stable Wars with myself, Noah Foster, Mistress Audio, and Michael X, watching the CPUs beat the shit out of each other in Super Smash Brothers Project MEX Remix. Go check that out. We're going to be switching games up for the next Stable Wars. Hopefully, either WrestleMania 19 or No Mercy, depending on. So go check that out. And that is everything as far as recent content that we have done. Final thing to promote, Weymouth Youth Wrestling, youtube.com/user/WYW Pride. We are very close to finally getting all the footage done for the calendar year. Now we're starting the voice acting. So if you're interested in CAW wrestling leagues, you're interested in pro wrestling, you like video games, and you want to see digital characters beat the shit out of each other, Weymouth Youth Wrestling is the place to be. Go check it out. youtube.com/user/WYW Pride. And those are the plugs.
Well, there you go. And that's the plugs for James Hebert and all the constituent partners. Always appreciate you, man. Well, Jeff, again, we got a lot of fun ahead of us. I'm glad the Wrestling Roundtable is set for this coming week, but you know I got you if need be. But that being said, bro, again, shout out to Mark, who's not here. Good luck to you, Mark, and Chris, and Jeff. And I'll even say honorary horseman, valet, horsewoman, Ashley Reynolds, because, again, she is a force to be reckoned with in predictions. But that being said, Jeff, anything you want to plug and promote, and where people find you?
Well, first of all, you'd mentioned the Four Horsemen. Pop up the leaderboard for the Four Horsemen Prediction League. We got me, Noah, Chris, and Mark going head-to-head all year long. And this was a challenge. We all accepted it. And I am no longer on the bottom. So I just want to go on record for that. Once he finds the, do you have the image?
You have it. Remember, I gave it to you, but don't worry because the simultaneous
anyway.
next week, botch. Simultaneous next week, I'll be sure to share it. But anyway, continue.
Okay. Well, after tomorrow night, it's going to be updated. So check out Wrestling Roundtable because I will post it. Hopefully, the right one this time. Botch. Up on Wrestling Roundtable as well. So check us out over there on Meltdown as well. MWL, the wrestling league I run. We are in the last third of the season. We are on our road to the final battle, which it will be on April 2nd. Noah, unfortunately, you are not going in as champion, as David the Beast Smith topped you this week. And we've got some really good storylines leading into the final battle. If you want to participate and create your character and play as your character, cut promos, do the whole 9 yards, like Chris has done, like Noah's done, feel free to hit me up. We'll get you in the league. It's never too late to join. Wrestling leagues, a ton of them out there, and we all support one another. We are definitely one of the fastest growing leagues. Let's put it that way. In 2 years, we've gone from 16 to about 85 people. So we're definitely getting up there. Season 5 will be right around the corner, probably looking in June. As far as Meltdown goes, the page, I know I have not posted anything on there recently. I've had so much going on in my personal life that I have not had time to really post anything, but I promise you, I will be posting videos and comments and the whole 9 yards on there. And we will bring back the wrestling, the Meltdown's Corner Classics, where we take a match from the past and bring it back to life again. So we will be posting that as well. I'm still getting in contact with Matty Hawkins to see if he's going to come back on and do the breakdown, where he takes a pay-per-view, goes match to match, and breaks down the whole pay-per-view for you right there. And sometimes he'll have guests, so feel free to hit him up if you want to join him on that. As far as the roundtable, if you want to join me, hit me up there. We've got plenty of spots opening. As right now, I think we have We have Sean Bally and Justin Marchesini. It will be joining me, and I actually got his name right this time. Will be joining me on Sunday. We are going to take the end of the month off, the end of February. So personal issues. I have to go over to my sister's that weekend. It's that week we will not be having any shows, but any other day we are open. If you want to join us, sit down for an hour or so and just talk about the week in wrestling, hit me up. But we have a great time, and as Noah can contest, as Chris Ross can contest, we have a blast on there. We throw out a few jokes. We have some fun. That's what it's all about, right, Noah? It's all about
Absolutely.
fun. So definitely hit me up, and you can hit me up on Facebook also under Jeff Chadwick. Yeah, that's pretty much some of it. Oh, one other thing. March 5th, I believe it's March 5th, March 5th or 9th. I got to get the date right. I will be on Forever Boston Sports. Justin Marchesini hosts that page. Check that out too. And they do more than just Boston sports. They do sports in general. I will be on his 5th anniversary special that day. So 5 years of Forever Boston Sports. Congratulations, Justin. And I will definitely be there for that show. It's a Thursday. I think that might be the 9th of March. So check us out over there on Forever Boston Sports.
Are you from Boston, Jeff?
I am in New England. I'm in Vermont. So I'm only a 3-hour drive for Boston, and I love Boston teams except for the Patriots. I can't stand them. I go for Seattle. I'm on the other coast when it comes to that. So,
To be fair, I went to Vermont. Beautiful. Goddamn.
It is.
Stat Boy.
So, Jeff, are the Bruins taking home the cup?
Oh man, I'm telling you, they've got a hell of a team this year. It's the way Boston has gone. Unfortunately, is they don't like to bring home the gold when the chance is there. But right now, honestly, with the Bruins, it is too early to tell. There's so many good teams out there right now, and the Bruins are right up there. So maybe in about 3-4 weeks, I might have another answer for you. But right now, it's up in the air. They might not. I don't know.
All right, and that was your Sports Corner with Stat Boy, and stay tuned for more on that. As again, to the predicting, we go through everything here possible to bring you the best in predicting and entertainment. That being said, always a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And folks, you want to know more about me? Know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional freaking wrestling, damn it! But I digress. I swear, someone's gonna freaking turn that into a freaking friendly godparent, Mr. Cracker. And
no, here's what we're gonna do, Noah.
Sure.
We're gonna get the audio of you saying your speech, and everybody's gonna lip sync to it, and then we'll get the reaction.
Right. Yeah, you're damn right. No, but if you do it the other way that you recommended, Noah, it would be way too fast. It doesn't simmer the same way. It would just be
true.
Professional wrestling, damn it!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling, damn it!
Yeah. You got to have it at the right speed.
Yeah, just play it on 1.5 speed, and then they'll get the
Professional wrestling,
33 RPM.
The slow-mo plug that lasts freaking half an hour.
No, seriously, put that shit on 8,000 megahertz. Yeah, that will sound great. Professional wrestling.
All right, that's enough of that.
360.
But yes, folks, find me on Instagram, the Twitter, and YouTube at nfoster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, the entire HW family on the Twitter. Of course, you can find my Twitter where I will pin not only the leaderboards, but also the forums on a weekly basis because daily is too damn much work because I actually do have a real job too. Damn it. But I digress. But also, you'll find the Prediction League forums on my community tab on my simple YouTube page. And also stay tuned for all further videos, reviews, simple assessments, and simple takes. If you haven't already, check out the ATW View podcast forum I started with my family back during the pandemic. We're actually going to bring it back with a special, not since WrestleMania 36, but WrestleMania Goes Hollywood preview episode. Tentative time and date to be determined some point during WrestleMania week. And Lord help my voice during WrestleMania week. Speaking of voice, come by after the live watch across the Championship Network Motion Social Media for Open Mic Night, where again, if you enjoyed this hilarity, you'll love what this podcast brings, hosted by the Renegade JJ Williams. Speaking of which, he sent me a video plug, but internet sucks. Was unable to do it. It has all the watch-alongs, but that will play tomorrow night. But I will say this. Check out his recent reviews. Check out the recent content across the Championship Network Multiverse of Media. And please support my friend at Cassidy 18 Studios, the Renegade JJ Williams. As far as future city predicting, we just did Elimination Chamber, but look at everything that's ahead, folks. Impact Wrestling No Surrender is tentative next week, Friday night. The following Friday after that, AEW Revolution. Some point we will do Impact Wrestling Sacrifice, probably a Friday. And then, Lord help me, God help me, during WrestleMania week when you see, and that is no joke, Supercard of Honor, both that's WrestleMania and NXT Stand and Deliver, and there will be other exhibitions that I will take on myself individually too. And then following that is Impact Rebellion, and that's what is known so far. And again, my voice goes across so many different things as I love engaging with others in all sorts of things, primarily wrestling. So stay tuned for me on the No DQ review. Stay tuned for me and Jace Hebert for the next edition of AEW Spark, reignited, of course, by FTW Productions. Stay tuned for me and the Renegade with our next WWE Simple Take for the Elimination Chamber. At some point, I will bring back the NJPW Outlook and Preview and Stardom crossover thoughts too. Again, there's just not enough time, but what are you going to do? But before I also conclude, I do want to give a plug out to my friend on her first ever journalistic venture. Congratulations, Cindy. Have a great time tonight. If you can, folks, please check out the Battle in the Valley press conference on the Fight TV app for free, as the hard-hitting questions will be asked ahead of the Battle in the Valley pay-per-view tomorrow night, where Jay White's future may be quite not known, but I think we'll learn what he will soon have us brief with him next. Anyway, though, as I always like to conclude, there are no winners, no losers, no betters, just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, and treasure your families. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling and everything else you all into too. It's as simple as that. So with that being said, believe it or not, we have reached the end. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell as this video goes live or on demand on this channel or the Renegades channel, any of my friends' channels as well. Hit the subscribe button. Let's keep growing our YouTube community together, because I assure you, our creative content and enthusiasm is not letting up anytime soon. Thank you again to the 51 so far that put in your predictions. Good luck to all of you, included but not limited to, because I didn't say your names earlier. Shout out to Tim Tobin. I know he wanted to be here, but something must have came up. Hope he's okay. Good luck, Steve, Tyler, Biggest Space, Colin, Andrew, Carly, Garmer, Kyle, Lex, Jeff, Nick, Ryan Schmidt, the analyst, Michael Wayne, Scott Cater, Manny O, Josh Mansfield, among so many of you others. I love your opinions here. Special appearance by The Rock to cause distraction. 9 out of 10 should be an awesome pay-per-view premium live event. Let's go! The main event will be more story than action, but will steal the show. My pick for the U.S. Chamber, because it sets up a title match for Cena and Logan. Going with my gut that the Hurt Business is going to take out Lesnar for help. We the ones. Let's go, Sammy. Bring on the swerves. Acknowledge Roman Reigns at the head of the table. Ready to watch and ascend to the top of predictions. The main event's going to be killer. Got all the feels. Grr, I can't wait. And yes, they literally typed that. Emojis included. Again, love when you all engage. Love all y'all's thoughts. Love y'all's passion too. And I promise you, I will keep up with the scores as much as possible for not only these leagues, but all the other ones I'm going to host too, including the kickoff of the All Elite League with AEW Revolution. For Snapboy, Micah T, and Dory Lou, that wasn't here, but is always a collaborative partner too. For James Hebert and his incredible comedy and so much other traits he brings to the forum too. For Christopher Ross and his story time and the fact that he thinks more about Bobby Lashley than he should think about other things that are a bigger priority. For Jeff Chadwick, who is commissioner of his own wrestling league and is a great friend indeed. For anybody who watched this and was intrigued or entertained or invested even more with tomorrow night's show to a degree. And stay tuned, of course, for the live watch along across the Division of Media with me and JJ Williams calling the action. You will see it firsthand, unraveled by our entertainment and reactions. Till next time, I'm the Semendo Foster of the Simple Brand. Thank you all for tuning in as SmackDown is about to begin. So until next time, make a positive impact in life. Let's get ready for the stories to unfold at
WrestleMania. Damn it. And of course, folks, have a good night.
EDM remix. DJ, drop the beat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.